Today we're going to be talking about signs of a spiritual awakening. Have you had one? Do you know what I'm talking about? Or maybe you're going through one and you want to know, am I crazy or am I actually going through something? Well, if this interests you, stick around and we're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Veronica. Welcome back to the Wholeness Shift. I teach people about spirituality and the law of attraction, intentional living, and all of those little things that you can do to create the life of your dreams and expand your consciousness. So if these are topics that interest you, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. So what is a spiritual awakening? Well, generally speaking, a spiritual awakening is defined as a newfound spiritual awareness. You've allowed yourself to be open to the possibility that there's something bigger, that there's something more. There's something larger than yourself. And because of that seeking, you consciously or unconsciously begin changing in response to that. You're working on old stuff, you're growing, you're healing, and it can happen at any point in life. You might feel like there's something missing and that there has to be something more. You start to feel lost like a big ship without a compass. Is there more? What is this all about? What is my purpose? What's the point of all of this? As you go on this quest to learn and to seek and to discover what's more, your consciousness begins to expand. And most people, when this happens, they tend to experience a series of similar events, if you will. So what are some signs and symptoms that you're going through a spiritual awakening? One sign and symptom is that materialism may begin to have less and less appeal to you. Worldly matters just don't carry as much weight or mean as much to you as they used to. Another sign or symptom, you pretty much develop an aversion to negativity. Negative people, behaviors, situations, you just don't want anything to do with it. Number 3, you may start seeking solitude. You may have been way more of an extrovert before, but now you find yourself being more introverted. You may be thinking, I want to spend more time alone. I enjoy the quiet and the peace. Number 4, nature holds a brand new draw to you. Even if you used to love nature or you've always loved nature, you can't wait to get into nature. You have such a craving for it. Number 5, you may find yourself with this brand new compassion and empathy for others that you never had. Even if you always had it to some degree, you now have this profound awareness that we're all connected and we are all one, and that we should do right by each other, and that we should love one another and be kind to one another. The empathy and compassion that you feel for others greatly increases. You may start having crazy vivid dreams in technicolor, or dreams where you can tell it's not just a dream. You're way more aware that there's some kind of a message or learning opportunity, or you're being shown something. You may feel the need to declutter or downsize your life. Simplify. Closed eye visuals, particularly if you just started meditating. If the meditation is what kicks you into this spiritual awakening like it did me, the meditation usually is what brings on what we call closed eye visuals, which means when you close your eyes, it's almost like a kaleidoscope behind your eyes, like the most brilliant, bright colors and designs floating around. You start to crave deep conversation. Small talk and shallow conversation just has no appeal for you anymore. Don't be surprised if you develop a restlessness in your career and you suddenly develop this, or even not so suddenly, but you develop this yearning for something more, or something that's more in alignment with your new spiritual side. You may end up looking for a new career or a new job, getting out of the rat race, if you will. You naturally start working on your flaws. You try to better yourself. You have a desire to be a better human being. Don't be surprised if all of your old stuff starts getting worked out. All the old issues and things and baggage and traumas, things that you've gone through, they're naturally going to start getting worked on because you're wanting to ascend to a new level, a new higher place where you're kinder, gentler, more healthy human being. So you have to work on that stuff and get it out. Either consciously or unconsciously, you're going to be working on that stuff. This working on your stuff is called the dark night of the soul. And that's where you go through a dark period. Sometimes it lasts just a little bit, like a couple of days, sometimes a week, sometimes a month, sometimes longer. But you go into this dark place and you start working on all of this shadowy stuff in order to work it out and move to a better place. I plan to do another video that goes more deeply into the dark night of the soul soon. You may develop a desire to take better care of your body. You know, the whole my body is a temple type of thing. You may also develop a desire to be vegan or vegetarian. That one takes a lot of people by surprise. They don't expect that of themselves, but yet here they are. They want to take better care of their bodies. They may develop a compassion and an empathy for the animals that are being hurt. That's not uncommon, and you are not crazy. You notice that you're just happier. You're full of joy every day. Not sometimes, but every day. Maybe not every moment every day, but every day you are happy. You're joyful. You have more of a lightness of being. You find yourself living more in the moment. You're not so worried about the big picture because you know everything is exactly as it should be and that it's all going to be okay. Some version of it somehow is just going to be okay. So you find yourself not worrying about the big stuff. You're just okay being in the moment. You may begin to notice what are called synchronicities. Those are happy little accidents, serendipities. Most people call them coincidences, but there are no such thing as coincidences. Your guides, your angels, your spiritual team, they are working to give you little signs that you're looking for, to help coordinate things. If you are thinking that you need information on a certain topic, and then there it is, like you get an email, you see a book, you hear somebody talking about it, whatever it is, those things are always coordinated. Recognize them for what they are. You finally start to feel more like yourself. You feel more like yourself than you've ever been. You just feel peaceful. You feel like the pretenses you had to put on for the world have fallen away. You realize that you're worthy, that you are loved, that you are part of something so much bigger than yourself. And you're not more inferior or superior than anyone or anything. You just are, and that's okay. You may naturally be drawn towards or away from different people in your life. You may naturally just start releasing relationships that are toxic or no longer in alignment with who you are now. Know that if your intention is to grow and to evolve, that it's going to happen and you're going to have help doing it. Keep meditating and following any other spiritual practices that you've established. And just know that you are always exactly where you are supposed to be at every moment in time. It's impossible to mess this up. It's impossible. So just relax, surrender, trust the timing, trust the process. Now go have a great day. Raise your vibes and just go find some joy.